Okay, Siobhan, I have this question about becoming a vegan or a vegetarian. What are the key factors that someone should really consider before they go down that road?
Okay, so firstly,
big question,
yeah, it's a big question. Firstly, there's a difference between vegan and vegetarian. So mostly when people are referring to vegetarians, they're referring to lacto-ovo vegetarians, which means
that they still eat
dairy and eggs. Yeah, exactly. So, and then vegans, that's just plant-based food, so no dairy and eggs. So, that makes a difference when you're considering nutrition.
Sure, big difference.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep. So
I guess some people would do this for ethical reasons.
Yeah.
That's probably the bigger. Oh, I'm not going to put it out there. It could be bigger reasons. I don't know, but some people do it for ethical reasons.
Environmental reasons. In terms of the fact that having a plant-based diet is said to be better in terms of greenhouse gases being produced by ruminant animals like cattle. The other reason could be religious reasons as well.
Sure.
So, there's various religions out there that are either vegan or vegetarian.
Could be health reasons.
Could be health reasons as well, yeah. The fact that there's a lot of research out there that says that vegetarians live longer, healthier lives. So, yeah, it could be a number of reasons.
All right, so let's say someone's decided to become either vegetarian or vegan. Let's talk about vegetarians to start with. What are the key factors that a vegetarian should consider before taking this path?
Okay, so obviously protein comes up when people become vegetarian or vegan. However, it's just about finding those plant sources of protein and making sure there's a variety of them in the diet. So legumes and lentils and soy-based products like tofu, for example. You have soy milk, nuts and seeds. So, and obviously for vegetarians, they can also have the eggs and dairy as a source of protein as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with vegans, it's just maximising obviously all those other plant sources apart from the eggs and dairy. Then you look at other nutrients as well. Things like iron can be an issue too. So again, it's having a look at, there's two different types of iron. So there's heme iron and there's non-heme iron. So heme iron is in our animal products, like red meat, and non-heme iron is in our plant-based foods. So it's maximising that non-heme iron. Yeah. So things like obviously legumes have non-heme iron in as well. Breads and cereals, particularly fortified bread and cereals, have non-heme iron as well. But there's also things we can do to maximise the absorption of non-heme iron, because when you compare both, heme iron's more readily absorbed than non-heme iron.
Yes.
So if we're mixing that non-heme iron with vitamin C, it can actually up to 6-fold increase the absorption.
I've heard it to be said that if you squeeze lemon juice on your greens, it helps you absorb iron from them.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that kind of scenario.
That kind of scenario, exactly. Or having strawberries with your breakfast cereal that's fortified in iron is another example. Adding red capsicum that's high in vitamin C to maybe a stir fry that obviously contains vegetables and maybe some legumes as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's some very big health responsibilities that needs to be taken on if you're going to choose to become a vegan or a vegetarian, because in order to look after yourself, I would think you'd need to get a pretty good repertoire of recipes under your belt to ensure that you are getting those nutrients.
Oh, absolutely, because we've mentioned two of them, but there's also things like zinc that's important, calcium when you're talking about vegans, if they eliminate their dairy products from their diet. You've got B12, which is predominantly found in animal foods. So they have to really be organised again with meal planning. Yeah. And in the case of vegans, they may even require supplementation, or at least having a lot of foods that are fortified with B12. So yeah, you're right. It's not just about removing the meat off the plate. You really have
You've really got to be a bit more forward thinking.
Absolutely.
Not to say that it can't be done. There's obviously some very big success stories with people out there who have become vegan. That's the combination of the two, vegan or vegetarian, and have had great success at it. I know a lady who's been vegan for like 40 odd years. I mean, I think she must have done it before it was even cool, before anybody even knew what it was about. And she is very healthy. Yeah. But she's also very knowledgeable. So I think that that's the key, is getting out there and really arming yourself with some informative knowledge that's going to allow you to sort of get down and get into it.
Absolutely, because if you're planning and you're maximizing those nutrients in your diet, it's a really healthy diet. There's a lot of plant-based foods in there. You're eating a lot of vegetables and obviously nuts and seeds and fruit and whole grains. So it can be a really healthy diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Big considerations if you're planning on heading down that path. Make sure you arm yourself well with some really informative information. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.